So for the drawing for the homework, you're going to use 3 tools. You're going to use the vine charcoal, the natural charcoal. Boop. Okay. You're going to use the chamois, and you're going to use your eraser. Okay. So your eraser looks a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing. Okay. And so what you're going to do is you're going to tone a piece of paper. So you're just going to use the side of the charcoal, the vine charcoal. Don't use the compressed charcoal by accident. You want to use the natural charcoal. So you're going to tone the paper, and it's going to be like, I want you to try to get it to be like a middle gray value. So what does that mean? If you draw like pure black and then your paper is pure white, it's like the gray that would exist in the middle of those two. If it's not perfect, it's no big deal. It's just a tone. So you're going to tone that paper so that it's already a value. Okay. So then once you've got it toned, you're going to use your chamois and even out that tone so that it doesn't have like language that reads as static. Try not to tone with the tip because it's really hard to get rid of that line. It becomes a line. Instead, try to tone with the side. And then what I want you to do is I want you to draw body parts from life. So to do this, you're going to need to kind of follow, hopefully you can follow the rules of the setup. So I'm right-handed, so that means I would put my mirror to my left. You could also draw from your screen, like turn your screen towards you and draw from your screen. And I'm going to draw different parts of my body on my page. So your paper is 24 by 18. I want you to tone the whole paper, okay, to that middle gray value. And I just want you to fill the page with drawings of body parts. Okay, it could be legs, could be arms, could be stomachs, could be shoulders, it could be your head. But I don't want you to come to class on Thursday with one head. I mean, on your body, like your body, yes, you should have one head probably. Okay. But like in your drawing, I don't want just like one hand. Okay. I want multiple body parts. Oh, sure. No, you're fine. Did I actually have you buy? I might have actually had you buy drawing pads instead of mixed media pads. Did I? Sorry. I get so used to ordering the mixed media pads. The drawing pad, yeah, the drawing pad's great. That's fine. We just won't use wet materials then. All right. So here's my tone. And so say I'm going to draw, like whatever, I'm going to draw my forearm. So instead of drawing like a line and a line and filling it in, because that's not serving you any purpose because you're still dealing with the line problem. Instead of that, I want you to look at your arm and I want you to use the side of the material and I want you to simply look at the mass of the arm, in particular where the darkness is. Okay, so darkness, how do I create darkness? Well, take a lamp and light your arm so that part of your arm is bright and part of your arm is in shadow. And then draw where you see that darkness. Okay. Then where you see the lightness, I want you to take your eraser and I want you to erase out the charcoal. And then on the other side of the white or the light, put darkness again and then blend that out. And that will help to create the sense that this is dimensional. Now, anything that's not light or dark, you can use your chamois and you can lift out the charcoal in those areas to make other values. You can also erase, like say that there was reflected light here on the bottom of my arm. I could erase out that reflected light and then smudge over it to create like a light value that's not light, but it's not dark, dark. Once you've done this and you've established like shape, then you can start to look at like the distinctive edge perhaps, and the distinctive shape that might be existing in here. So like, say this comes down into my hand. Well, I could just blend that down into there. Okay, now over here, this is the bottom of my forearm. And so what I want to try to avoid is a heavy outline around the whole figure, because that will just make the figure look very flat. So say this part comes down to my wrist and then comes out to my hand. I'm going to show that by putting the value behind my hand. Okay, so here's the challenge, okay? The challenge is, holy cow, I already don't know how to draw body parts, and now you're doing this to me. What I believe can be really helpful in learning to draw, one of the things I believe that can be really helpful, I say that, is taking that which has always been something where you have developed bad habits and saying, you can't go near that. And saying instead, what if there is an entirely different way to draw? You know, so this is no longer used for mistakes. This now becomes used for showing light. And so this isn't a mistake fixer, because mistakes are now just all pedamente, which is the Italian word for underdrawing. And so when we draw and we start to see form, if we can start to see form as volumetric dimensional elements, then we can automatically start to find the planes that create the forms. And that can help us move away from problems with drawing with line. This isn't where it stops, right? This is just the gesture. This is just the idea. And then we start to go in and we start to say, well, what is really happening? And then we can correct and add and shape and mold. But you'll see, like when I draw, like I like drag the tool across the page. I'm not here to make a perfect hand on the first try, because like I don't believe that's possible. Instead, I want to seek and discover and explore. And those are the types of words I think about when I'm drawing. And of course, subsequently, when I'm teaching drawing. So I just want you, for your homework, just for getting us going here, I want you to focus on body parts, but I don't want you to draw them with outlines and lines. I want you to only draw them with shapes of light and dark. And again, to do that, what you want to do is you want to light your form. So the easiest way to do this, the best way to do this, is to set yourself up. You know, here's my drawing. Here's my chair, unless you have an easel. Okay, and then I'm going to be right-handed. So here's my head and my shoulders, right? My body. And I'm kind of doing one of these things. And I'm drawing. And then over here, I have my mirror. Whatever you find to set up. Now, then here, say I have my arm and it's sitting on the chair. Well, then I have a clip lamp or a desk lamp or a table lamp or something. I even have students that do this with flashlights, and I'm only going to light one part of my arm, which forces the other part of the arm into darkness. Make sense? Okay. I literally, y'all have students do this with their flashlights on their phones. You know, you can take your phone and put your phone right here, turn on the flashlight, and illuminate a part of your arm. Things that I'm not looking for, y'all, like I'm not looking for like, you know, detail. I'm not looking for like tiny drawings. Okay. I'm not looking for line. This is like, nope. Okay. What I am looking for, yep, is volume. I'm looking for big shapes. So big shapes of light and big shapes of darks. And I'm looking for big drawings. And they can overlap. Okay. And they don't have to be clean. They can be messy.